I saw a very good documentary there recently on Netflix called The Social Dilemma. It's an excellent documentary and I'd strongly recommend it. But the thing that I took away from it, and the most frightening thing, wasn't or isn't the addictive nature of social media. It's not the fact that when people go to restaurants with small kids that they hand them an iPad. It's not that small kids are being handed iPads or tablets and so forth to keep them quiet as sort of electronic babysitters. It's not that people go and make absolute fools of themselves on social media. There's a whole lot of problems with social media, a whole lot of problems. And this documentary, which as I say is an excellent documentary, pointed up a lot of the problems. But the biggest problem I took away from it was the ability that social media gives people to not just have their own opinion, but actually to have their own facts, to have their own universe. And if you think about it, Facebook, for example, and Twitter, for example, and all the other social media platforms give you what you're looking for, insofar as you pick what you want to see in your feed, and you pick what you want to see in your Twitter feed and your Facebook feed and Instagram and so on and so forth. And the problem is that if you are not engaging with other people with different views to you, if you're not engaging with the enemy, if you're only consuming stuff from your own side, if you're only consuming stuff from your own worldview and from people occupying the same position as you and the same views as you, the difficulty is you're going to create your own world with facts, so-called facts, your own facts, along with your friends and so on, and it leads to distorted, warped thinking. It leads to groupthink. It leads to an inability and an unwillingness to engage with the other side, the other view, and to debate and actually exchange views and perhaps change positions. As I say, the most difficult problem that I see from social media now is the ability of it to develop or to deliver to people their own world with their own facts. And I saw a comment on my YouTube, one of my YouTube videos there one day, where a fella said, you have your facts and I have mine. But that is an absurd position if you think about it, because we all can accept that the earth, for example, is flat or is round. We all know the earth is round and we can accept that. We all know that the sky is blue when it's a good day and so on and so forth. So there are some facts that are absolutely so notorious. The sun sets in the west and it rises in the east and so on. There are facts, there's common ground. There is ground on which we can agree. And after that then we may have a different view, we may have a different opinion, that's fine. But we can't have our own facts. You are not entitled to your own facts. You're not entitled to spread misinformation or untruths or lies. You're not entitled to spread conspiracy theories. You're not entitled to spread fake news, because you, like all of us in society, have a responsibility. We all have a responsibility, and we have a responsibility to check what we see coming into our feeds on social media and elsewhere, and republishing or propagating that nonsense, a lot of the nonsense to do with conspiracy theories, and a lot of the nonsense to do with lizards taking over the world, and the usual conspiracy theory nonsense involving people with pointy hats and tinfoil hats, and Elvis is still alive and he's working in a bog outside Clara. You can have your own opinion. You're perfectly entitled to argue your own corner. There's no problem with that. But you cannot have your own facts, because facts are facts. There are objective facts. There are certainties. There are facts, as I say, that are so notorious that we simply cannot disagree with them and expect to put forward any sort of an argument. But that is the most worrying and scary thing that I took from that documentary, The Social Dilemma. It's on Netflix. It's worth a watch. The most scary thing is that people are actually able now, through social media, to have their own facts. And it's like Trump there, when he was being inaugurated, the whole controversy about alternative facts as to how many people actually attended his inauguration, and obviously the likes of Trump and people like that spreading so much crap in the zone, as Steve, whatever his name was, spreading so much lies, spreading so many misinformations and untruths and so forth, that people wouldn't know and wouldn't be able to distinguish between the truth and reality and lies. And that was a philosophy and an operating strategy devised by Steve, whatever his name was there. He was in the Trump campaign and he got thrown out for Steve Bannon, I think. The philosophy was to tell so many lies that they'd literally flood the zone. That's what they called it, flood the zone with shit, that people wouldn't be able to tell the truth. And that would suit the likes of Trump, because obviously he doesn't really deal in truth. But anyway, to go back to the movie or the documentary, The Social Dilemma, well worth having a look at. Netflix. Hope you enjoy it, or hope you enjoy this video as well. And if you do, I would appreciate if you gave it the thumbs up down below. Thanks a lot.